Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle on Global Television. We're live in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Uyi Agumofwegbe. President Bola Tinubu has appealed to 36 state governors on the Federation to begin paying the wage awards to workers pending the determination of the new minimum wage to reduce the hardship of the economy and the people. The president noted that if the state had implemented the wage awards, it would provide much-needed relief without causing inflationary pressures. The president assured that the student loans and other economic measures would soon commence as steps were being taken by the government to relieve the people of hunger. President Bola Tinubu has today submitted the 2024 budget for the Federal Capital Territory Administration to the House of Representatives for consideration and passage. The letter seeking the passage of the budget was read on the floor of the House during plenary session today. It was, however, silent on the estimates. Let's turn to other stories now. President Bola Tinubu has flagged off the Food Security and Agricultural Mechanization Program in Niger State, emphasizing that his administration remains committed to ensuring food sufficiency and protecting local industries for sustainable economic growth. The project and initiative of the Niger State government is for deployment of cutting-edge agricultural machinery and technology for large-scale agro-value chain development in the state. Kikelamo Okere has details.
Speaking at the inauguration, President Tinubu says the event represents another step in the food security and agricultural mechanization agenda, declaring that Nigeria must enhance its capacity to feed its people and have enough food for export, while reiterating commitment in providing a comprehensive program that will solve the food security problem. President Tinubu urged subnational government as an immediate intervention measures to implement wage award in their state to complement the effort of the federal government in easing the burden of the citizen, pending when the minimum wage is increased.
And if all of you, I'm glad I'm facing Abdurrahman, have been paying the wages award, pending the determination of new salary wage. Let all the subnationals start paying that. Let them. The wage award plus whatever they are taking now, and the wage award will relieve the public. Please.
Speaking on the student loan program, President Tinubu says there will be unemployment benefit for the graduates, adding that the social security benefit for the elderly and the vulnerable will commence.
The student loan program will commence. The social security program for the elderly and vulnerable will commence. We are fine-tuning all of that area. They're going to relieve people of hunger.
Appreciating the president for honoring his invitation and inaugurating the facility, Governor Mohammed Umar Bago says 4 states, Benue, Kogi, Kwara, and Lagos State had already signed a memorandum of understanding on building partnership for the development of agriculture, adding that agriculture is key to addressing the challenges in critical sector of the economy.
Our commitment to addressing the challenges in critical sectors of our economy, and we shall seize every opportunity for the attainment of the growth and engender prosperity for the people of our beloved state and by extension our dear country Nigeria. On road infrastructure, to address these challenges and establish efficient road infrastructure and cost-effective and secure movement of goods and services, the state government embarked on an ambitious initiative to rehabilitate and expand some federal roads that have implications for the evacuation of agricultural produce.
We are on a conversation and ensuring that your vision at producing the required food security for this country is on track. And for us is to continue to do a peer review to ensure that we can adequately, feed our citizens, produce more than enough for them.
The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, disclosed that the federal government had signed an agreement with the Brazilian government and German-Dutch Bank Group as financier of a facility of 995 million euros for the Green Imperative Program, which will provide mechanization hub across the 774 local government area in Nigeria when implemented. He added that the Green Hope Initiative is another veritable platform the federal government is deploying to ultimately change the deficit narrative in the Nigerian agricultural mechanization space. While in Niger State, President Tinubu also visited former Nigerian head of state, General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida and General Abdulsalami Abubakar, with whom he had fruitful discussion concerning the advancement of the nation. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
Vice President Kashif Shettima says President Bola Tinubu is aware that Nigeria has challenges and would never apportion blame but take responsibility. He assured Nigerians that the president has citizens on his mind. This was, as he said, the government would neither deny the challenges in the country nor apportion blame, but rather accept responsibility and find solutions. The Vice President made the statement during his remark at a book launch titled Beating All Odds, Diaries and Essays on How Bola Tinubu Became President. VP Shettima, who was special guest of honor at the occasion, described Tinubu as a man of courage and conviction, noting that the president took the bull by the horns. The alleged budget pardon by the Senate and its supposed implementation by President Bola Tinubu administration seem to be causing a huge division in the nation's upper legislative chamber. Senator Abdul Ningi, who represents Bauchi Central, told reporters in an interview he granted in Hausa language with the foreign media, prompted the argument of whether the government is implementing the 28.7 trillion naira budget as passed or 25 trillion as reported. Ningi, however, maintained that he did not say that the President Bola Tinubu-led administration was operating to budget. Queen Agaba has details.
The budget, which Onanuga seems to have dwelt on. I say we have established very reasonable doubt about 25 trillion so far has nexus in the budget. That means there is money, and then there is project, and then there is location. Money, project, location. But we are yet to ascertain 3 trillion of that budget. We have established the 3 trillion in the budget. We have not established its location.
Not long after Senator Ningi left the podium, his Ondo State counterpart, Jimoh Ibrahim, mounted and called on the federal government and police to charge Ningi with misinformation. He insisted that the claims by the Bauchi Central Senator were worrisome, totally untrue, divisive, and amounts to criminal misinformation.
Approve only one Appropriation Act for 2024 and we never approved two. The presidency of Nigeria cannot operate two budgets. They can only operate within the existence of the Appropriation Act of 2024. My distinguished brother, Senator Ningi, made this false information and is unacceptable, is causing uncomfortable pains to our integrity.
The presidency had on Sunday described as false a claim by Senator Ningi that the federal government is operating two versions of the 2024 budget. According to a statement by Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga, the senators claimed that the National Assembly passed 25 trillion naira as the 2024 budget is false, adding that 28.7 trillion naira was passed and signed into law by President Bola Tinubu. For Global Television, Queen Agaba reporting.
In a related development, the Senate has suspended Senator Abdul Ningi for 3 months over his claim that the 2024 budget was padded to the tune of 3.7 trillion naira. Ningi, a member of the People's Democratic Party, is chairman, Senate Committee on Population, as he represents Bauchi Central. While the parties called for a probe into the allegation, some northern senators disowned the claims made by Ningi, saying the Bauchi state senator did not speak for them. The Bauchi senator, however, maintained his position that the 3.7 trillion naira could not be accounted for in the 2024 budget. However, there are now reports claiming that Senator Abdul Ningi has resigned his position as chairman of Northern Senators Forum, and Global Television cannot authoritatively verify that just yet. In a related development, there was uproar in the Senate over the revelation that ranking senators received 500 million naira each for projects. Senator Jarigbe Agam Jarigbe of the People's Democratic Party, representing Cross River North, had revealed this during a Senate session that ranking senators received a sum of 500 million naira each. The senator revealed this while speaking during the plenary as they discussed Senator Olamileko Adeola's motion on breach of privilege by Senator Ningi. Ningi, a member of the People's Democratic Party, is chairman, Senate Committee on Population, and he represents Bauchi Central. The Nigerian Senate has inaugurated an ad hoc committee to probe the administration of former President Muhammadu Buhari over the 30 trillion naira ways and means advances from the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, which was approved by the 9th National Assembly. The National Assembly says the probing of ways and means through which the current economic hardship came to be is imperative so as to ascertain why citizens have been plunged into crippling deprivation. Kikelomo Okere tells us more.
Inaugurating the committee in Abuja, President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, noted that unraveling the mystery behind the advances remained key in understanding the country's present predicament.
With the investigation of the ways and means of about 30 trillion, including the expenses or otherwise, utilization, success or failures of the Anchor Borrowers Program. To the members of this esteemed committee, I implore you to approach your responsibilities with the utmost sense of patriotism, professionalism, and integrity. Your scrutiny or investigation demands impartiality and fairness.
According to Akpabio, the successes of the investigative panel hinges on collaboration, cooperation, and steadfast commitment for the benefit of Nigerians. He charged the committee to leave no stone unturned in pursuit of truth about 30 trillion naira ways and means loan advances.
Aside personal and partisan interests, focusing solely on the task at hand, by working harmoniously with the executive and all interest groups, we can ensure that the ways and means, so-called, and utilized in the country, even the one in the past, and if it should ever occur again, are managed prudently, efficiently, and in accordance with the laws of the nation.
Responding, Chairman of the 17-member committee, Senator Issa Jibril, assured that the probe will be carried out with precision to a logical conclusion.
Your Excellency, the implication of this is that Nigerians are waiting for the result of this investigation. I want to assure you that we are going to carry out this assignment expeditiously, but without any form of compromise. We are going to carry out this assignment expeditiously without any form of compromise. That I am assuring you.
The ad hoc committee has 6 weeks to investigate 30 trillion naira ways and means advances and 10 trillion naira expended on the Anchor Borrowers Program among the intervention programs. Kikelomo Okere, Global Television News.
Commonwealth nations are countries with diverse culture, languages, and traditions that were once parts of the British Empire, which have historical ties and political affiliations. In line with this year's theme, One Resilient Common Future, Transforming Our Commonwealth, The Commonwealth Society of Nigeria is calling for youth involvement and investment in accessible and equitable educational opportunities at the annual conference held in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Afozia Lukman has more.
With the objectives of promoting the understanding of the nature and workings of the Commonwealth and of the factors which shape the lives of people and the policies of government in Nigeria, the Commonwealth Society of Nigeria holds an annual conference in commemorating the day with awards of service to humanity and ambassadors for the Renewed Hope administration in the northern part of the country. Musa A. Abubakar, the Secretary General of the Commonwealth Society of Nigeria, acknowledged the Northern Ambassador while calling on peace, unity, and togetherness.
Our topic of our lecture today talk about renewed hope, peace, unity, progress, and development. And we invite young people from northern parts of Nigeria because what we are talking about is mainly in the northern part of Nigeria. That's why we invite 10 youth from each state, and we commission them as Renew Hope ambassador.
Speaking to journalists on the presentation of awards to the Federal Road Safety Corps, Sabitu Abdu, the unit commander, praised the selfless act, while Madu Chimeze, one of the awardees, called on youth involvement.
Madu is a junior staff, but he has distinguished himself in providing selfless service to humanity.
I was not doing my work as well as supposed to do it. I want to tell every of the youth should work hard. Whatever thing that you are doing, just do it good.
Emphasizing on the betterment of lives for the future through business, meritorious awardee Honorable Andrew Adama says,
we are in a very critical situation of the country, and I want to tell them that business is the key. Let's see how we can work together to support the government of the day for a betterment of our own tomorrow.
Representing the governor of Gombe State, the Commissioner of Youth and Sport, Adamu Inuwa Ibrahim, appreciates the Northern Youth ambassadorial appointment.
When we go back now, as we see so many knowledge, we gathered so many knowledge. When we get back, we will encourage our youth to put more effort and participate in any applications, made it online or whatever, so that they will feel it and have the opportunity to participate in the Commonwealth ahead activities that will come.
Highlight of the day was the quiz session with the youth and the presentation of the awards. Fawzia Lukman, Global TV News.
The Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities and the Non-Academic Staff Union have declared a 7-day warning strike to protest their withheld 4-month salary. The unions declared the warning strike in Abuja following a meeting of their Joint Action Committee in Akure, Ondo State capital, last Thursday and Friday. The SANU National President, Mohammed Ibrahim, who read the communique of the meeting to journalists, said the action had become necessary as the federal government had refused to pay them the 4-month salaries withheld as a result of their nationwide strike in 2022. The federal government recently released their withheld 4-month salary to the Academic Staff Union of Universities, which was also on strike in 2022, but ignored SANU and NASU. Man City have trashed Man United in a crucial debut match. Kaduna-based Muslim cleric Sheikh Ahmad Gumi has revealed his intention to dialogue with bandits who abducted about 287 school children from Kuriga Government Secondary and Leah Primary Schools in the Chinkon local government area of the state. Gumi said this in a bid to facilitate the release of the abducted school children should President Bola Tinubu give him the opportunity to negotiate. According to the prominent Islamic scholar, the president must not repeat the mistake made by former President Muhammadu Buhari, who refused to dialogue with bandits. The bandits had invaded the Kuriga area of the Chikun local government area of Kaduna State, shooting at their victims before taking away at least 280 of the pupils and teachers from both schools. You're watching News Cycle coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja, where Star Times Channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using @Global TVNG and other handles now showing on your screen. When news cycle returns, disco workers strike causes blackouts in 4 northern states. This and other stories coming right after this short break. Do stay with us. Thank you for staying with us, everyone. Let's take you to the foreign scene now, where a team of experts from the International Civil Aviation Organization, the United Nations agency that regulates the global aviation industry, has arrived to Nigeria to carry out security audits of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, and the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. The audit will cover critical aviation security areas such as in-flight security, passenger and baggage security, acts of unlawful interference, facilitation, legislation, training, quality control function, operations, and cargo, mail, and catering. A Brooklyn preacher, Lamomila Whitehead, had been found guilty in the federal court of wire fraud, attempted extortion, and lying to the FBI, according to the Associated Press, following a trial that commenced late last month in the federal court in Manhattan, New York. The 47-year-old Miller Whitehead was found guilty on 5 counts. Prosecutors alleged that Miller Whitehead deceived a parishioner into surrendering $90,000 from her retirement savings, falsely promising to secure housing for her and invest the remainder in his real estate ventures. Instead, they claimed he squandered the funds on luxury goods and clothing. Prosecutors argued that he exaggerated his connections to Mayor Eric Adams and succumbed to greed, letting greed overtake him as he looted a parishioner's retirement savings and tried to extort a businessman to fuel his lavish lifestyle. Let's take a quick look at business now. The Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, has charged the panel members investigating the 30 trillion naira ways and means loans secured from the Godwin Emefiele-led Central Bank of Nigeria by the federal government not to leave any stone unturned, saying the panel must unravel everything about the facility. The panel was also charged to probe the over 1 trillion naira anchor borrowers program of the CBN under the immediate past administration, while inaugurating the 17-member ad hoc committee probing the 30 trillion naira loan obtained during the former President Muhammadu Buhari's administration. Akpabio charged the committee to spend 6 weeks in carrying out the exercise. Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabu has recommended capital punishment for any offender arrested in connection with the practice of vandalism. The minister expressed worry over the spate of vandalization of power equipment across the country, coupled with the practice of power thefts. This is as the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, said electricity has been restored to Kano 1 day after fire outbreak at the Dan Agundi substation that disrupted power supply to some parts of the city. And that's a wrap on News Cycle here on Global Television. Thank you everyone for watching. Up next is Big Talk with Michael Ediko. I'm Oyag Mofwebe. I'll see you again.